Hi. Guess who? Coming at you with C-3PO here. I'm just kidding. R2-D2. Me and R2-D2 are here to grace your presence with a review for the second, just recently within maybe the last several days, 3 or 4 days, the second trailer. Something I've actually been I gotta tell you, ever since the first trailer came out, I've been kind of maybe not highly, mediumly anticipating the second trailer for what I call Star Wars Episode 7, because it seems to me they might, at least in the title as it is, hopefully not on the scroll, the scroll of the beginning of the movie. What am I saying? It's what I call Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, but what they call Star Wars The Force Awakens. The very first trailer for this came out like a whopping 6 months or something like that ago, or less, or maybe less. I think in December or something like that. And obviously, because I was, of the age I am, I was born a year before the very first Star Wars movie came out. I was like 6 months old or something when the very first Star Wars movie, A New Hope, came out, Episode 4. So obviously I'm a Star Wars generation of the Star Wars generation, having grown up with the original trilogy as a kid. And I gotta tell you, obviously, as a result of that, probably more than anything else, Star Wars is definitely kind of in my blood. I'm not a huge, crazy Star Wars fan, but I guess I'm more than just it's in my blood. I'm more than just it means more to me than just oh yeah, Star Wars, that's cool. It means more to me than that. It's just like the original trilogy, having grown up with it, and just like Mark Hamill and, and stuff. It's just it's just classic, is what it boils down to. So I'm here to review, obviously, the second trailer, which I'm very excited to, having seen and very excited to review. The second trailer for the upcoming Episode 7, Star Wars The Force Awakens, which just came out a couple days ago or whatever. Now, oh man, first of all, I love how it started, which is presumably with, the now, a line which was kind of basically grabbed from Return of the Jedi, and then with a little bit added on the end, with presumably recorded by Mark Hamill now versus audio used from that movie, which is, the Force is strong in my family, or whatever. My father has it, as we see a shot of Darth Vader's crumpled helmet face thing or whatever. I have it in this awesome shot of, presumably Luke Skywalker in this shroud with his, I can't remember what hand he lost, but yeah, what, touching R2-D2, that was probably for me the cool. That shot's probably one of my favorite shots in the second trailer. Just like the slow push in on R2 sitting there, and the shrouded character with the robot hand, reaching out to touch him, and then it's just and my sister has it, and presumably a shot of Leia being handed a lightsaber, which kind of the performance in whoever, her grabbing it, just kind of ooh, it's kind of lame. It's whatever. It's just oh, you're just handing me this. What is it? It's not whatever. But that's just a little nitpick. So, the first part of this trailer was great with that Mark Hamill, voiceover, using that familiar dialogue from Return of the Jedi, and adding that little bit where he's like, my sister has it, and it's and it's in, and so do you, or whatever, so, and it's a part, something like that. He'd add something new that wasn't heard, I don't think, in Return of the Jedi, which was kind of cool. I should be noted, the very first shot, I think, of the second trailer, which is really pretty cool, is that shot of a very distant shot of some speeder or something speeding on a desert. Is it Tatooine? I don't know. I would assume so, but maybe it's not. Speeding very far in the distance, and the camera slowly panning to the right, and we see a huge Star Destroyer that has just kind of been, crashed maybe 30 years ago, when the Empire was defeated in Return of the Jedi, and maybe it's been just sitting there, kind of like a sunken ship, in the bottom of the ocean, except for it's a sunken ship on the surface of the whatever planet. Very cool, and it looks like there's we get a glimpse of the TIE fighter chasing the Millennium Falcon in the first trailer in the desert, and now it looks like we get more of a glimpse of it. They chase him into the back like a rocket, a rocket of one of the propulsion rocket openings of a Star Destroyer, and which very much echoed the inside. Very much looks like the inside of the Death Star from Return of the Jedi. It was just very exciting to. I gotta tell you, man. My little, I'm really becoming kind of an old cynic in a lot of ways, but I got to tell you, this second trailer of this really kind of like Kevin Smith when he stepped on the set of the Millennium Falcon reportedly, and it's just like, holy shit, I'm not as heavy I don't feel as heavy as I am. I'm younger and lighter. But having grown up, being the generation I did, I got to tell you, just hearing those old TIE Fighter sound effects of the shooting, and of course, we see like these couple of these new young actors' faces, this girl and this guy recycled over and over. And of course, you can't have a Star Wars Episode 7 trailer without apparently showing the black guy in which I would presume obviously is a rebel, as I said before in my trailer review of the first trailer. Just a rebel or a good guy just getting into a stormtrooper outfit in order to sneak onto whatever. Also looks like there's a really cool shot of like a TIE fighter blasting its way out of like a whatever, a Death Star or a Star Destroyer environment, which I'm assuming is like good guys stealing a TIE fighter scene, which would be really cool. I gotta tell you, I'm, as much as obviously being recording right now and being in April, getting on the latter part of April, obviously it's my favorite time of year, spring and summer, and obviously I don't want December to ever arrive. But part of me, as a result of this trailer, hopefully this movie will make the arrival of December maybe not as horrible, is what I'm saying. I am probably my most highly anticipated movie for me maybe of the year. I've got high hopes. Seeing more of it, to be honest, there's really nothing I can complain about, except for maybe that brief shot of just, I don't know, do we see that three-sided lightsaber again? Whatever. But there's not a lot to complain about, and there's a lot of shots in the movie, and you'd think that there'd be more for me, knowing me, there'd be more for me to complain about. But I gotta tell you, I can't really complain about too much other than like, yes, we at the very end, of course, you've seen the trailer, I'm sure, we get a glimpse at. I've been very anxious or interested to see what the hell Han Solo, Harrison Ford stepping back into the role, however many odd years later it would be, in like over 30, 32 or something like that years later, and it's just like, I'm glad his hair is gray. That was cool. Instead of having him just like brown hair, I'm glad his hair is gray. And they obviously had just a Han Solo haircut, and just seeing him on the set with the like Millennium Falcon in the background is just like, and there's that other shot of that new droid poking his head out from the side or from inside the Millennium Falcon. Just to, I don't even give a shit what happens. Even if you just showed shots of the interior, new shots of the interior Millennium Falcon with no one in it, it's like, that's good enough for me, It's just like, and now there was also a shot of like some bad guy with some black, like them pilots of the TIE fighters or whatever, they got them different. It seemed like he had a cape, but anyway, he was walking forward or something menacing, and the awesome, art design of like the original trilogy or whatever, with the lighted, I can't remember if it was like Death Star production design for interiors, but whatever, you know what I'm saying, those lighted, things that go like this and like this and like this, just to see like original trilogy art and production design in this, of course, along with the original trilogy sound effects, like of the TIE fighters shooting and stuff like that, and to hear the original trilogy sound of the X-Wings, sound effect just gliding along, the engine sound and stuff. It's just like, it's very exciting. And like I say, one of the most, for me, highly anticipated movies of 2015. And I guess with that, maybe we'll leave you there, or leave the review at that. I can't really think. It's obviously it's a short trailer. I can't really think of too much else. Very little, like I say, that I can think of that I don't like in the trailer, other than, yes, we see the black guy. He's in a stormtrooper outfit. We see that. Like, you know, part of me is kind of worried that like 15 minutes, the first 15 minutes is going to just be this black guy putting on a stormtrooper outfit and put the helmet on. He'll take it off and be like, see, you know, and be like, it's me, you know, like every like 15 minutes he'll just pop in the screen and take his stormtrooper helmet off and be like, it's me, I'm the black guy and the stormtrooper, you know. It's just like, whatever. I did think, okay, that's a complaint. I did think that was kind of lame, that we have to see like that black guy in the stormtrooper outfit in this again in the second trailer, when that was such a huge part of it was the first shot of the first trailer. And it's just like, yeah, okay, great, he's in the outfit. I'm glad, you know. Obviously, I'm very excited to see what Luke looks like. You know, hopefully in trailer 3 or whatever, we see a shot of Luke and Leia. I'm very interested, obviously, to see Leia and see if she's, you know, welding a lightsaber, and, you know, if she's fighting or whatever the hell she does with it, assuming she ends up with one, which I'm assuming she does. I just hope that Luke and Han and Leia don't just die in the first 15 minutes of the movie. That's my worry. That's my biggest concern, you know, because part of me, you know, even if, part of me worries that, you know, that wherever it happens in the movie, part of me worries that they all die, you know, just because it's kind of like just whatever, so we can just, you know, get rid of these old guys and continue on with the new cast or whatever. But whatever, it's really not a big deal at the end of the day. It's just, you know, as much as that Grinch grump part of me says, God damn them, just milking this franchise for all it's worth and shit, I gotta tell you, you know, as just a Star Wars, you know, fan, not in a huge way, but a little more than a little way, this is kind of exciting, the second trailer. So with that, I think I'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free, as always, to leave your comments about your thoughts, hopes, and worries, and whatever regarding this new Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Maybe The Force Awakens in, like, Leia, you know, Princess Leia or something. Or maybe like a month after the end of episode Return of the Jedi, Han gets put into carbon freeze again and he just wakes up. Of course, he has nothing to do with the Force, or does he? Probably not, but okay, I'm wearing out my welcome. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.